Morning YouTube, you lot are up bright and early 'cause it's only about 7 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see Onetigris is already smoking on a massive big Cuban cigar. So I'm up early this morning. It's Sunday morning for me, bright and early. It's only about 10 to 7. So I'm up. I've already had a coffee, and while Onetigris is going, I'm going to quickly make myself a sandwich. So I've got the camera out and thought I might as well film it. Look, he's happy, smoking the big Cuban cigar, Onetigris. That'll keep him going for the rest of the day, that will. So I've got one of these little burgers left that I had the other day, or last night. I've got a bit of coleslaw left, so I'm just going to do myself a little sandwich. So this is a little quick cook breakfast, because Jessie's picking me up in a minute and we're going up the boat fair. Well, not in a minute, about 7:30 she said she'd get me. Maybe a bit before. So we'll see what time she turns up. Because we're going up the boat fair and we're going to go to the big one today. Normally Jess works Sunday morning, but today she's had the day off, or she swapped her shift. So she's got Sunday off and we're going up the big boat fair. So I'm just going to cook myself a little bit of breakfast before we go. So I'm just doing a bit of onion, chop the onion up, just throw that on the pan, get it cooking. Bit more onion in there, so I'm just chopping up the onion, only chopping it small, so I should just chuck that, cook it away on the thing. I've got a bit of pepper to cook, mushroom, yeah, I'm just going to do it all together. Nothing fancy today, this is just bung it all on and cook myself a nice bit of breakfast. So it's been nice up here the last couple of days, and both nights I've had a lovely night's sleep, sleeping in the old Van Gogh Odyssey. Something really nice about that tent. It really is a nice little tent to sleep in. It's like a bit of a weird, funny little tent, but I really like it. It's a really nice little tent to use, it is, the old Odyssey. It's sort of like, it is a bit odd, I think that's why it's called the Odyssey, because it is a funny little tent. And like nowadays, Van Gogh Odyssey is a massive great tent, so I don't know how the name went from the little tent I've got to like a massive great tent nowadays, but that's what's happened to the Odyssey name. You go on eBay and put in Van Gogh Odyssey, you'll get some massive great tents come up. So I'm just chopped up that bit of pepper and just throwing it on with the onion. Just going to cook it all together. Should put a bit of mushroom in that as well and just cook it all together. And I've only got one burger because I had the rest of them last night. It's weird, a little pack of burgers, but they're a pack of 5. So I had 4 of them yesterday. Only a cheap little packet of burgers. They was really cheap from Tesco's. But they are alright, and they're weird. They're called hamburgers, but when you read the ingredients, they are made of chicken. So they are a chicken burger. I didn't realise that. I just bought them thinking they was hamburgers, but then when I was just reading the back of the packet, I thought, hang on a minute, these are made of chicken. So they're chicken burgers, but they're called hamburgers. So yeah, a bit strange, but they was tasty. I had them the other day. I'll have them again. They was really cheap, that little packet. I think it was only about £1 or something for 5 burgers. So right, bargain little Tesco chicken burgers, and they was really tasty. So I'll have them again. They was well cheap, and 5 in a packet. That's all right. So I had 2 rolls of them, done 2 burgers in each roll because they're only thin. And I got one left. I thought I'd have it today for breakfast. And as I'm meeting Jess, I've got some chicken burgers up here, some southern fried chicken burgers. But I'll save them, and after the boat fair, when we come back to pack my tent and that up, she'll do us a chicken burger each. So I'll probably film that as long as the battery lasts on my camera. He's getting a bit low. I'll film the cooking of the chicken burgers. So I'm just going to chop the tomato up and chuck that on with it. Just cook that with the rest of it. So I'm not doing nothing fancy and just bunging it all together. I'm going to put it in a sandwich. So I've got 2 slices of bread with me, nice bread. I did have more, but I ate it with cheese. I do like bread and cheese and a pint. It's like old-fashioned little food, isn't it? But really tasty, the old bread and cheese. So I chuck my tomatoes on there and just let that like cook through. That's all I'm doing. Nothing fancy today. Nice little quick sandwich for breakfast. And sort of like, well, I don't know, healthy-ish breakfast, isn't it? It got peppers and mushroom and onion. That part's healthy, but then probably the little Tesco chicken burger is probably really unhealthy. So I'm not sure if this is a healthy breakfast or not. It's a nice tasty breakfast, but I don't know about the healthy. So yeah, up the boot fair today with Jess. She's looking forward to it, going up the boot fair. She swapped her shift over just so she can go to the boot fair. She's starting to love a boot fair. So we've been to a few with her. She's quite new to the that's what I'm saying. Look, Morley's hamburgers, but they are, you read the ingredients, they're chicken burgers. So I don't know why they're called a hamburger if they're a chicken burger, but that's what they are. So yeah, Jessie's becoming a bit of a fan of the old boot fair and the charity shops. She comes round and she's going to me, should we go out and have a look round the old charity shops? She's getting like me, loving it. Up the boot fair and up the charity shops. I've always done it. Boot fair hunting, charity shop hunting. I love it. It's a bit of a hobby of mine. It really is. I've done it for years and years and years. But she's just sort of getting into it. She hasn't been that many boot fairs, but she's starting to right love it. And the charity shops, I've been taking her out round the old charity shops and that, 'cause I know where they all are. I'm like, right, drive up here, there's a good one up here and that, and we're in there. She's like, I love it going a bit of charity shop hunting, you just never know what you're going to find. I'm like, no, that's what's good about it. It's a good pastime, charity shop hunting, it really is. Good way to while away an afternoon. So that's all I'm doing really. I've just chopped that lot up, got the burger. I will put a bit of cheese on that burger when it's cooked. Just melt it down a little bit and that's it basically. So this is a right easy one. One little burger, bit of onion, bit of mushroom, bit of tomato, bit of pepper. This will be tasty. It really will. And a nice easy quick one to cook. So these burgers, I will get these again. It's the first time I've had these. I see them in Tesco's and I thought, oh, they're only cheap, I'll try them. I weren't expecting much out of them, but I'll tell you what, they're quite tasty. Alright, they're only thin, they're not like them big fat quarter pounders that I get, but they was only about £1, so they are a good little bargain burger, them ones. Very tasty. Oh yeah, and I've got a bit of coleslaw left from yesterday, so I shall have that as well in my little sandwich. Use it up. I was eating that last night. I was just eating a pot of coleslaw. I know that some people who think that's not right, but I love a pot of coleslaw. I was just sitting there. I was eating coleslaw, bit of cheese and some bread. That was what I had. That was like my late night snack in the old tent. Cheese, bread and coleslaw. Yeah, it's lovely. Whilst hunting through eBay, looking at tents and stoves. Yeah, and I did find a few, clicked them in my old watch list, but there was nothing I really thought, right, that is really rare, I want that. They just clicked a few in, and if they're cheap, I might buy them, but I don't really need to buy tents off eBay, and this is something I'm really after. I wouldn't mind another nature hike tent, because like, I fancy one of the little ones. I know I did think I bought one, but I got a hibby, which I like, but it's not like a little hiking tent, that's what I was after. I ended up getting a big, massive, like, family tent. The hibby. So that video's on the channel, the hibby. It's quite funny, because I did think I was getting a little tiny tent, And when I got it out of the bag, it's like a big massive tent. So I like it though, it's really nice tent. I spent the afternoon chilling out in here and that. It's really nice, really well made tent, and for the money I got it for, it was a bit of a bargain. So like today, that's what me and Jess would do. We'd be at the boat there today. We will mainly be on a hunt for camping stuff really. Tents, anything like that. Not so much sleeping bags and that. I've bought so many sleeping bags over the years from the boot fair. There's always tons of sleeping bags up there. I might buy a sleeping bag if I find a really nice one. But normally the ones you find at the boat fair are just run of the mill like sleeping bags, nothing special. But over the years I have found a couple of good ones up there, a couple of really nice ones, and I have found some good sleeping mats as well. So we will be hunting through, see if what we can find. Find a tent or a stove or whatever. You don't normally find the stoves though, not nice ones. You find a lot of the gas stoves. You do find a lot of the old gas stoves, especially them blue ones, what they like Buell or something like that. They're like everywhere. And the old primer stoves, you find them. Not the old antique ones though. I'd buy one of them if I found them, because I have got one, but I love them old antique paraffin stoves. If I found one of them up the boot fair, I would definitely have it. So that's all I'm doing with this. Nice quick little bit of breakfast. Nicer than having cereal. I never really bring cereal out when I'm camping. Sometimes I do. If I was going like away for a few days and I can't get my hands on food and all that, and I want to take light food, I would take cereals and milk and like have cereal for breakfast. But like when I'm up here, there's a shop about 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away. There's a co-op and it sells everything. So I can always walk up there and get food and that, so I don't bother with the cereal. Normally I go supermarket when I'm walking up here and get what I'm gonna like have for the weekends. Get it on the way up here. Or I normally do it Friday. I might pop into my local town and go Tesco's and get stuff, or go Aldi and get stuff, and then bring it up here, and I'm all kitted up for the weekend. Bring the stove with me. Twigs are laying everywhere up here, so that's it. I always stove cook up here. Like, I never really bring the gas stove or nothing up here, or the trangy, because there's like just twigs everywhere up here, so I always bring a twig stove when I'm up here. I will do some more though. I will dig out my trangia and all that and start doing a bit with that for the old channel and with the gas stove, because I know a lot of people have got a gas stove. A lot of people don't like these twig stoves. They find them hard work. They just don't like them. I don't think they got the time for them, or they can't really sort of be bothered to get the hang of them, because you do have to get the hang of them. The first time you start cooking with a twig stove, you will burn stuff, I guarantee it. You'll burn everything, because the twig stove is so much hotter than anything else you've used before. But once you get the hang of it, you're away. And especially in a thin frying pan, you burn stuff quick on a twig stove. That's why I like this pan. Because this griddle pan, if you look at the thickness of that actual metal is a good like ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch thick. So it tends not to burn stuff as much, this one. It like makes the heat go all round the pan because it's got a bit of thickness to it. When you've got the little thin frying pan on one of these twig stoves, the middle part of that frying pan will be so hot you'll burn anything that you put in it, because just where the flames are going onto it, the middle part of the pan will just be ridiculously hot and you'll burn stuff. So like, they are worth getting the hang of, the twig stove, because they're the best way of cooking, I think. I know people won't agree with me. There's people shouting at the telly, no, the transia's better, and there's another lot going, no, the gas stove's better. So, and another lot shouting, going, no, I like my jet boil, that is the best way to cook. So wherever you cook and that, all them ways are good, but I like the Twig stove. I can't help it. Since I was a kid, I've cooked on fires and all that. And when I first got my first little Twig stove, like when I was a kid, you didn't really see so many of these stoves. Like you could get them, army surplus ones and things like that. I did have little Twig stoves, and I had some old-fashioned ones called picnic stoves that was like it, but there wasn't like the abundance of them like there is now. There's probably like, I don't know, there must be a good 100, 200 models of these Twig stoves kicking about a minute. There's loads of them. But years ago, there really wasn't. There weren't many about. So you sort of like, me and mates used to make them out of bean cans and all that. We'd make our own little stoves. Was always making stoves out of this, that and the other. Make a little stove, and alright, bean can stove, it don't last that long, but it works good, and away you go, you can cook on it. I'll do some of that. I was thinking that the other day on the old channel. I'll do some like I did when I was a kid, innit? Get the old bean can, punch some holes in it and that, and make stoves how I used to do it years ago, and put some on here. The hobo stove they call it, innit? Make your own. And the other ones that work good, and I did have one, but I don't know what's happened to it. It must be about somewhere. IKEA did a little thing for when you do the washing up. You like put it on the side and put your knives and forks in it so it drains, like a little stainless steel thing from IKEA. They work really well as a stove. Oh, I might look for one of them today up the boot fair, 'cause they're like just a little, they are a thing for like a sort of strainer to put your knives and forks in after you've washed them up. But they're like stainless steel with all holes around the sides and all holes in the bottom. They work really good as a stove. I have got one kicking about somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Well, I might not have one kicking about. I did have one for years and years, but I haven't seen it for ages, so I might have left it somewhere. I could do with getting another one of them, put it on the channel, because it's a good one. Really cheap little way of getting a good stove, and they do work good. First time I ever used one years ago, someone said to me, have you tried them IKEA things? And at the time, you could buy them in IKEA. They was only about a £5. So I can remember getting one. My mate worked in the IKEA, and I said, when you go in IKEA next, get us one of them stoves like you've got. And he got me one, and when I started using it, I was like, this thing is a washing up strainer, but it works really well as a Twig stove. So yeah, my one got used loads, and I think you could get them in like 3 different sizes. They work good, the little IKEA stove. I don't think when IKEA made it, they had in mind that people was going to take them camping and cook food on them. I think they just was made for the washing up purposes. But they're really good for cooking on. Yeah, I will look for one of them today. I wonder if I'll find one. So that's it. That's all I've done with this. Look, I've just put the coleslaw bed, peppers, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes on that. My little chicken burger's got some cheese on it. Put the lid on my sandwich. Happy days. That is a really nice breakfast. Lovely little breakfast. Quick and easy. Gets the thumbs up. Quick and easy little bit of camping, cooking breakfast. Nice. Put the lid on before it gets cold. And I shall tuck into that and make myself another coffee while the little stove's going. So, that's looking nice, my little sandwich. Right easy one. Nice little sandwich with the old Tesco's burger. Bit of pepper, bit of mushroom, bit of onion, bit of tomato, and a big dollop of coleslaw. Happy days. That will be a really tasty little breakfast. So while the stove's going, I shall do myself another quick coffee. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. So I'm off now to eat my delicious sandwich, and then I'm going up the boot fair with Jess, and I'm going to look for one of them IKEA strainers. So let's go IKEA hobo stove hunting.